Oh, page 25, right? Second paragraph. Who wears a garment shapeless and unfinished? Who plucks the bud before one leaf put forth? If springing things be any jot diminished, they wither in their prime, prove nothing worth. The colt's aspect and burden being young, lose his pride and never walks strong. You hurt my hand with ringing, let me part. It's funny, right? Venus is much stronger, right? Older woman, and it's just little boy, right? So you hurt my hand with ringing, let us part, and leave this idle theme, this bootless chat. Remove your seeds from my unyielding heart to love's alarms. It will not up the gate. It will not open, right? Up the gate. Dismiss your vows, your feigned tears, your flattery, for where a heart is hard, they make no battery. No matter what, right? They make no battery, right? Where a heart is hard, they make no battery. Who is saying this? You hurt my hand, so Adon. Adon. Adonis. What? Canst thou talk? Quoth she. Hast thou a tongue? Oh, thou hast not, or I had no hearing. Thy mermaid's voice has done me double wrong. Who is mermaid? Very funny, right? Boy is mermaid. So the mermaid's voice had done me double wrong. I had my load before, now pressed with bearing, melodious discord, heavenly tune, harsh sounding, ears deep, sweet music, harsh, deep, soul wounding. Had I no ears but had I no eyes but ears, if I had, my ears would love that inward beauty and invisible. My ears would. So it's better to have no eyes, right? No ears. Then my ears would love that inward beauty and invisible. Invisible, the inward beauty and the invisible beauty. Or were I deaf, thy outward part would move each part in me that were but sensible, though neither your eyes nor ears to hear nor see, yet should I be in love by touching thee. Great, right? Could you write? Could you write like this? No one but Shakespeare, right? Good. Say that the sense of feeling were brought me, right? Brought me, and that I could not see, nor hear, nor touch. And nothing but the very smell left me, yet would my love to thee be still as much. For from the distillery, right? Still, of thy face excelling, comes breath perfumed, that breath, that breathed love by smelling. Okay, page 27, second stanza. Once more, the ruby-colored portal opened. Ruby-colored portal, what is it? Eyes. Which to his speech did honey passage yield, like red morn that ever yet betokened. Rack to the seaman, tempest to the field, sword to the shepherds, all unto the birds, gusts and foul floors, to herdsmen and to hers. So, all right. This is presage. This is presage, foreboding, right? Prediction. Advisedly, she marks. So she's a goddess. She's a goddess, and she can see the future. So she what collapses, seeing what is happening in the future, right? So even as the wind is hushed before it rains, or as the wolf doth grin before he barks. Interesting. Barks. Actually, wolf laughs before barking. Maybe, right? If you watch them carefully, right? Maybe. I think Shakespeare's right? As the wolf doth grin before he barks, or maybe it's from a person's viewpoint, right? Actually, wolf does not grin, but when we look at it, you feel that it's grinning, right? I don't know. Anyway, as the wolf doth grin before he barks, or as the berry breaks before it stains, great, right? Or as the berry breaks before it stains, or like the deadly bullet of a gun, his meaning struck ere his words begun. So she has just realized that he's going to be killed by the ball. So she faints, right? And at this look, she flatly falls down. For looks kill love, and love by looks revives. It's punning, interesting, right? Looks kill love. Looks kill love. And love revives by looks, I'll recure the wounding of a frown, but a blushed bankroll that by love so thrives. The silly boy, believing she is dead, claps her pale cheek till clapping makes it red. So the boy is at loss and surprised, and all amazed, break of his late intent. For sharply did he think to reprimand her, which cunning love did witly prevent. Fair for the wit that can so well defend her. For on the grass she lies as she were slain, till his breath breathed life in her again. Maybe it's a fake, I don't know, right? He wrings her nose and he strikes on the cheeks. He bends her fingers, holds her pulses hard. She chafes her lips. 1,000 ways he seeks to mend the hurt that his unkindness marred. He kisses her. She, by a good will never rise, so he will kiss her still. The night of sorrow now is turned to day, the passing of time, right? Her two blue windows faintly she upheaves. She wakes up. Like the fair sun when in his fresh array he cheers the morn, and all the earth relieves. And as this bright sun glorifies the sky, so is a face illumined with her eye. Interesting, right? Sky with the sun shining, and her face is illumined. Her face illumined by her eye. She's God, right? Whose beams upon his hairless face are fixed. Hairless face, meaning young, very young, right? Hairless face, are fixed. As if from thence they borrowed all their shine. Were never for such lamps gathered mixed, had not his clouded with his brows repine, but hers, which through the crystal tears gave light, shone like the moon, and water seen by light. I think this is actually, it just occurred to me that this line taken by Wallace Stevens. You remember Wallace Stevens? Sunday morning, describing Jerusalem, very calm, water, right? Shone like the moon in water seen by night. And actually, great writers take lines, phrases from the work. Sound of Fury, taken from Macbeth by the American novelist. I find another phrase taken by Wallace Stevens somewhere. Oh, the mellow plum doth fall. Again, Sunday morning, ripe fruit. Trees laden with a heavy load of fruit. So mellow plum doth fall. The green sticks fast. Okay, we'll go there later. Oh, she woke up. Oh, where am I? Coughs she. In earth or heaven, or in the ocean drenched, or in the fire? What hour is this? Morn or weary evening? Do I delight to die, or life desire? And now I lived, and life was death unaway. And now I died, and death was lively joy. Paradoxical, right? Oh, thou didst kill me once again. So she was delighted to right in being this state. And so kill me again, kill, right? Thou dost kill me, didst kill me. You killed me, and kill me once again, right? Thy eyes, a shrewd tutor, that hard heart of thine has taught them scornful tricks and such disdain that they have murdered this poor heart of mine, and these mine eyes, true leaders to their queen. But for thy piteous lips, no more had seen. Second stanza. Very lovely. Pure lips, sweet seals in my soft lips imprinted. Pure lips, sweet seals imprinted in my soft lips. What bargains may I make, still to be selling? Sell myself, I can be well contented. So thou wilt buy and pay and use good dealing, which purchase if thou make for fear of slips, set thy seal manual on my wax-red lips. So Shakespeare is quite interesting because he uses a lot of monetary images. He borrows images, the image of money. Here, merchant pennies. Here, so he was a very practical man. When he made money, he sent it back home and bought real estates, and he retired early. Right? So 1,000 kisses buys my heart from me. Here again, 1,000 kisses buys my heart. It's interesting. 1,000 kisses, plural. So buy is correct, but I think this is better. 1,000 kisses, a unit, or 1,000 kisses buys is better, right? Shakespeare uses the singular plural for plural subjects. He uses singular verbs like this, often, right? 1,000 kisses buys my heart from me, and pay them at thy leisure, one by one. What is 10,000 touches unto thee? Are they not quickly told and quickly gone? say for non-payment that the debt should double is 100 kisses, such a trouble. Fair queen, quoth he, if any love you owe me, measure my strangeness with thy unripe years, before I know myself. Seek not to know me. Very unkind, right? Seek not to know me. No fisher, but the ungrown fry forbears. Fry, small fish. The mellow plum doth fall, the green sticks fast. Or being early plucked is sour to taste. So I'm too young, and I must be sour to taste, right? So forget me, right? Look, the world's come forward with weary gait. His day's hot task hath ended in the west. The owl, nice herald, shrieks. 'Tis very late. The sheep are gone to fall, birds to their nest. Cold black clouds that shadow heaven's lights do summon us to part. Be good night. So it's night. I have to go, right? Now let me say good night, and so say you. If you will say so, you shall have a kiss. This is a big chance, right? She'll do it, right? Good night, quoth she, and ere she says adieu, the honey feel parting tender these. Her arms do lend his slack a sweet embrace. Incorporate them, they seem, face bros to face. So the scene of kissing, several paragraphs, I think, a few paragraphs. Till breathless he disjoined and backward drew the heavenly moisture, the sweet coral mouth, whose pressure taste her thirsty lips well know, whereon they suffered, yet complain on drought. A lot of that's too much, but it's yet complain on drought. He with a plenty pressed. He pressed with a plenty. She faint with dearth. Their lips together glued fall to the earth. Very okay. It's very interesting description. But if you're a movie director, you can't make the meaning clear to you because it's just two people embrace and then fall. But here, right, 2 lines, right? Quite vivid, right? He with a plenty pressed, she faints with dirt, their lips together glued, fall to the earth. Now, quick desire hath caught the yielding prey, meaning Adam, and the glutton-like she feeds. She feeds glutton-like, but never feels. Funny is great, right? Glutton-like she feeds, but never feels. Her lips are conquerors, his lips obey. Oh, really? Paying what ransom the insulter wealth, whose vulture thought doth pitch the price so high that she will draw his lips richer treasure dry. And having felt the sweetness of spoil, with a blindfolded fury she begins to forage. Her face doth reek in smoke, her blood doth boil, careless lust stirs up, desperate courage, planting oblivion, beating reason back, forgetting shame's pure blush and honor's brag. Right, this is both of them in this stage, right? Both. Heart faint and weary with a hard embracing, like a wild bird being tamed with too much handling. Fantastic, too much handling. If you handle a bird too much, what happens? Like a wild bird being tamed with too much handling, or as the fleet-foot roe, they're tired with chasing, or like the froward infant stilled with dandling. Froward means what? Saw it somewhere? Oh, froward, willful, obstinate. She now obeys, and now no more resist while she takes all she can, not all she lists. Wax so potent but dissolves with tempering and yields at least a very light impression. Things out of hope are compressed oft with venturing, chiefly in love, whose leave exceeds commission. Affection faints, not like a pale-faced coward, but then oohs best when most his choice is forward. Next stanza. When he did frown, oh, had she then gave over, such nectar from his lips she had not sucked. Foul words and frowns must not repel a lover. What though the rose have prickles, yet is plucked, were beauty under 20 locks kept fast, yet love breaks through and pricks them all at last. Okay, skip one stanza. The following one, what follows? Sweet boy, she says, this night I'll waste in sorrow, for my sick heart commands mine eyes to watch. Tell me, love's master, shall we meet tomorrow? She is after a ball, right? Tomorrow, she'll be gone. Say, shall we? Wilt thou make the match? He tells her, no. Tomorrow he intends to hunt the boar with certain of his friends. The boar, quoth she, were at a sudden pale, like lawn being spread upon the blushing rose, used as a cheek. She trembles at this tale, and on his neck her yoking arms she throws. She thinks down, still hanging by his neck. He on her belly falls, she on her back. Now is she in the very list of love, her champion mounted for the hot encounter. All this imaginary she doth prove. She will not manage her, although he mount her. That worse than Tantalus is her annoyed, Tantalus, son of Zeus, to clip the Elysium and to lack a joy. Okay, next page, second stanza. But all in vain, go kin, it will not be. She hath to say as much as may be proved. Her pleading hath deserved the greater fee. She's loved, she loves, and yet she is not loved. Punning. Can you understand? She's loved. She's goddess of love. She's loved. She loves, and yet she is not loved by a don. Very interesting, right? She's loved, and she loves, and yet she is not loved. Fie, he says. You crush me, let me go. You have no reason to withhold me, so. Page 36. Third stanza from the top. Alas, he not esteems that face of thine, to which love's eyes pays tributary gazes, nor thy soft hand, sweet lips, a crystal eye, whose full perfection all the world amazes. But having thee advantage, wondrous dread, having thee advantage, would root these beauties as he roots the mead meadow, right? Roots. Make something root, right? She roots the mead. Okay, the next stanza. Oh, let him keep his loathsome cabin still. Beauty hath naught to do with such foul fiends. Come not within this danger by thy will. They that thrive well take counsel of their friends. When thou didst name the boar not to dissemble, I fear thy fortune, and my joints thee tremble. So she knows what is coming. Next, didst thou not mark my face? Don't you see my face? Was it not white? All right. Showst thou not signs of fear lurk in mine eye? Grew I not faint, and fell I not downright? Within my bosom, wherein thou dost lie, my boding heart pants, beats, and takes no rest, but like an earthquake shakes thee on my breast. So she knows what is coming, right? So, for where love reigns, disturbing jealousy doth call himself affection's sentinel, gives false alarms, suggests mutiny, and in peaceful hour doth thy cry, kill, kill, distempering gentle love in his desire, as air and water do abate the fire. Okay, the last stanza, page 37, last stanza. This our informer, this bait-breathing spy, this canker that eats up love's tender spring, this carry tale, this sensuous jealousy, that sometimes true news, sometimes false, doth bring, knocks at my heart, whispers in mine ear, that if I love thee, I thy death should fear. So she is in love with him, and she fears he will die, he will be killed. And more than so, present to mine ear the picture of an angry chafing bull, under whose sharp fangs on his back doth lie an image like thyself, all stained with gore, whose blood upon the fresh flowers being shed doth make them droop with grief and hang the head. Droop with grief and hang the okay. Flowers droop. Blood, right? Upon it. Gore, right? All the stains with gore. An image like thyself, all stained with gore. So it's a prestige, prediction of what is happening. So what should I do, seeing thee so indeed that tremble at the imagination? The thought of it doth make faint heart bleed, and fear doth teach it divination. I prophesy thy death, my living sorrow, if thy encounter with the bow tomorrow. What is to happen after the killing, after he is being killed? You didn't read the third part, right? So, okay, page 41. Last stanza. Where did I leave? No matter where, quoth she. Leave me, and then the story aptly ends. The night is spent. Why, what of that, quoth she. I am, quoth he, expected of my friends, and now 'tis dark, and going I shall fall. In night, quoth she, desire sees best of all. And page 42, third stanza from top. And therefore has she bribed the destinies to crush the curious workmanship of nature, to mingle beauty with infirmities, and pure perfection with impure disfeature, making it subject to tyranny of mad mischances and much misery. And page 43, third from the top. Therefore, the last two lines in the second stanza. The second stanza on page 43, second stanza from top. And not the least of all, these melodies, and in 1 minute's fight brings beauty under, both favor, savor, hue, and qualities, whereat the impartial gazer late did wonder, are on the sudden wasted, thawed, and done, as mountain snow melts with the midday sun. So, in in all of the poem, there are images of nature, huh? Right? The images of nature are aptly used, right? All of the poem. As mountain snow melts with the midday sun, right? And therefore, despite of fruitless chastity, despite fruitless chastity, so language changes, right? These days we do not use of, right? Therefore, despite of fruitless chastity, love-lacking vestals and self-loving nuns that on the earth would breed a scarcity and barren dearth of daughters of sons. Be prodigal. The lamp that burns by night dries up his all to lend the world his light. The lamp that burns by night dries up his oil to lend the world his light. Okay. What is thy body but a swallowing grave? Again, Wallace Stevens. You see the word swallow. Right. Okay. Grave, swallowing grave, seeming to bury that posterity which, by the rights of time, thou needs must have. If thou destroy them, not in dark obscurity. If so, the world will hold thee in disdain. Sit in thy pride, so fair a hope is slain. So fair a hope is slain. Hope is slain. So, in this poem, there are so many words of the kill, slain, things like that. They are repeated. The image of being killed, or the image of killing, right? So in thyself, thyself art made away. A mischief worse than civil homebred strife, or theirs was desperate hands themselves do slay, again slay, kill, slay, slain, slay, or butcher, okay, butchery, but sire that reaves his son of life, foul cankering, rust the hidden treasure frets, but gold that's put to use more gold begets. Oh, right, gold that put to use more gold begets. Shakespeare, Yeats uses gold beget. Sailing to Byzantium, right? Gold, right? Also, Yeats uses the word for beget. Okay. Nay then, quoth Adam, you will fall again into your idle overhandled theme. The kiss I gave you is bestowed in vain. What does it mean? You have to be in love with me. Let's make love together and give birth to a child or things like that, right? So the kiss I gave you is bestowed in vain. All in vain, you strive against the stream. Again, Yeats. Against the stream, storm. It's 1916. Stone is in the middle of the stream. Interesting, right? Right. Stream. For by this black-faced night, desires foulness, your treatise makes me like you, worse and worse. You make me resemble you. I'm like you. Your treatise. So, what you say, talk, treatise, variants of saying something, right? Variant forms. If love have lent you 20,000 tongues, and every tongue more moving than your own, bewitching like the wanton mermaid songs, yet from my heart a tempting tune is blown. For no, my heart stands armed in mine ear, and will not let a false sound enter there. So nobody will say, I don't listen, right? Lest the deceiving harmony should run into the quiet corridor of my breast, and then my little heart were quite undone, in its bedchamber to be barred of rest. No, lady, no, my heart longs not to groan, but soundly sleeps, while now it sleeps alone. So he is unripe, right? What have you heard that I cannot reprove? The path is smooth, and that leads on to danger. I hate not love, but your device in love that lends embracements unto every stranger. You do it for increase. Oh, strange accuse, when reason is the abode to lost a base. There is a very interesting discourse on love and lust, right? And Adonis preaches love and lust. They are different. For Venus, they are the same thing. Quite interesting. Adonis, love. For love to heaven is fled. Interesting. Love to heaven is fled. What you do is not love, right? Since sweating lust, again, sweating lust. Love is not sweating lust. Sweating lust on earth, use up this name. Again, the image of money, use up this name, under whose simple semblance he hath fed upon fresh beauty, blotting it with blame, which the hot torrent stains and soon bereaves, as caterpillars do the tender leaves. Oh, image, nature image, the insect, huh? Caterpillar. The next stanza is a treatise, right? An idea of love and lust. They are different. Love comes forth like sunshine after rain. I agree, right? Do you agree? Love comes forth like sunshine after rain. But lust's effect is tempest after sun. I agree, right? Lust's effect is tempest after sun. Love's gentle spring doth always fresh remain. Last winter comes ere summer's hap be done. Love suffice not. Lust like a glutton dies. Love is all truth. Lust full of forced lies. Wonderful. Forced lies. Lust. Do you agree? I don't agree. Love and lust should go together, right? Without lust. I don't know. But this is the Adonis idea, and it's fitting for him, right? For Adonis. More I could tell, but more I dare not say. The text is old, the orator too green. Orator, Adonis. He is giving a speech, right? Therefore, in sadness, now I will away. I will be away, right? I will away. My face is full of shame, my heart of teen. Mine ears that your wanton talk attended do burn themselves for having so offended. Right? Heart burns, right? Heart, mine ears burns, but because I've been offended by you, right? With this, he breaks from the sweet embrace of those fair arms which bound him to a breast, and homeward through the dark land runs apace, leaves love upon a back, deeply distressed. Look how a bright star shoots from the sky, so glides he in the night from Venus' eye. This image is the overlaps of what? Death, right? Shooting star, and the Venus disappears, right? So, beautiful. This is the overlap. Nature of the nature and the bright star. We are finished, and why don't you don't we make 3 groups and then decide on a few stanzas, or you can focus on the image and discuss this. Okay. Okay. 6 people and 6. Also, the homework is the same. Read the third part and do an essay in about 250 words. Okay. Joshua, Venus and Adonis, right? The poem Venus and Adonis by William Shakespeare is a long and eloquent description of the romantic relationship between Venus, a goddess, and Adonis, youth. Adonis loves only to hunt and be out in the wilderness. He mocks those who care so much about love in a non-platonic way. Venus, on the other hand, has fallen in love with Adonis and attempts to woo him with the words. He rejects advances, thus forcing Venus' hand. Driven by lust, Venus forcefully carries Adonis' horse to a tree, where he ties his horse and proceeds to lie with him. It is here that Adonis attempts to rebuke Venus for her action, but she silences him by warning him that any words that chide could result in him never speaking again. Adonis proceeds to pout about this as Venus continues to talk of love. After continued rejection and scorn for Adonis, Venus becomes distraught, weeping that the man she loves has rejected her in such a cold way. While Venus carried on about her sadness, Adonis' horse spots a female horse that it wants to mate with. Adonis' horse breaks free from the tree it is tied to and runs to the female horse. Shakespeare spends a lot of time describing the horse physically in these passages. The last thing we read before line 415 is how Adonis is very displeased with Venus for letting his horse escape, while Venus complains that Adonis is ignoring the benefits of love. As far as ancient Greek mythology goes, I think Shakespeare does a really good job of imitating the storyline of an actual Greek myth. After doing some research on my own about Adonis, I found out very little, as there seems to be much confusion surrounding the origin of this character. I was mostly curious to see if he's a man, a god, or demigod, but unfortunately, I found no certainty in my research. Some sources claim he was a god worshipped by Phoenicians, but other sources of Greek mythology make him out to be the son of two mortals who engaged in incest. My personal belief so far is that Adonis is supposed to be a mortal in this poem. I believe this because of how much power Venus is asserting over him so far. If he were a god, especially a god of hunting, he would easily be able to reject the advances of Venus, who is the Roman equivalent to Aphrodite, the goddess of love. This is where I was confused with Shakespeare's choice, because Venus is Roman mythology and Adonis is Greek mythology. I'm unsure of why he merged them, even if the Romans should copy many of the gods and goddesses of ancient Greece. Overall, though, I enjoy the poem so far and eager to see what awaits Venus and Adonis. Actually, I don't know why, but maybe the choice was, maybe Shakespeare was ignorant, didn't know, or he may have chosen it because of sound, right? Adonis, instead of Venus, instead of Aphrodite. Aphrodite and Adonis, very strange. Venus and Adonis, good, sounds good. Right? I don't know. Kim Kyung-mi, she's not here. Passionate love of Venus. In fact, because I've read several stories of Greece and Roman mythology, Venus and Adonis are quite familiar to me. In mythology, Venus is described as a goddess of beauty and love, was named Aphrodite. With the absolute beauty, she always tempts human gods. Therefore, it's quite impressive. The significant power of Venus is attracted to one guy, Adonis, and pleased to him. Even by the stern and doubtful god of war, yet hath he been my captive and my slave, and begged for that which thou unasked shalt have. Yeah, it is true. Even the goddess, the god of war, asked for my love, right? Venus cried to Adonis. Inner speaking, god of war means Eros. The scandal between Venus and Eros is one of the most famous stories in Greek mythology. However, she confessed more deep and heartfelt love for Adonis. How surprising it is. In addition, Venus' language of love is quite sweet and ardent. It is passionate, like a fire, rather than a shy, careful flower. She asked Adonis to be her deer so that she will be a park. Right? Also, there are lots of beautiful expressions such as dance on the sand, yet no footing seen. She honestly asked for such one kissing. All the scenes were so intense and passionate. Okay? The whole poem describes the desperate Venus trying to win Adonis' love by Venus. Before I read the poem, I sought for the background information of two characters. Venus, known as Aphrodite in English, is famous to us as a goddess of love, beauty. Adonis is a young, handsome man who had been loved by Venus. He loved hunting. However, he got killed by a wild boar. Venus gets hundreds feeling of loss. Like the actual story in Greek mythology, Venus shows us passionate words to woo Adonis. Most of her utterances are stringent, clement, also ardent. And at his look, she flatly falls down. For looks kill love. Love by looks revives. A smile recurs the wounding of a frown. The attitudes of Venus are okay. Yeah? Okay, second paragraph. Lines from lines 415 to 1828. My favorite part is, even so poor bird deceived with painted grapes. She loves, and she's not loved. Okay. And Yu Zhao. Venus and Adonis is a famous poem by Shakespeare. The poem tells the story of Venus and the lover, Adonis. Venus is the goddess of love, and Adonis is an extremely handsome young man who loves hunting in the poem, etc. Hong Mei Zhang, okay, good. Yi Xian, good, etc. Okay. So we have the third part, and we will see what happens after Adonis is killed by the boar, and we will understand why lovers in this world suffer so much. Do you know why? Adonis left the goddess of love. That's why. Do you believe it? There were a few things you have discussed, and Group 2, it's very interesting that Group 2 offered the way how to win Venus's hands, how to win Venus's heart. Keep silent. Okay, except people in Group 2. Everyone can offer how to win Adonis' heart. There's a way, right? One of you offered the way. What is the secret? Can you make please invent a way how to win Venus' heart? No? No?
How to win Venus' heart?
Yeah. Venus, Adonis doesn't like Venus. How could you make Venus like you, love you? There's a way. we have just discovered. Quite simple, right? By becoming a hunter. To learn how to to hunt with him, and then become friend and make him love her. This is a good way, right? Good solution. And group 2 said that there's a huge difference between Venus and Adonis. What are the main differences? What are the main differences between them? Is what? Social difference. One is God and the other shepherd. Huge difference. And another thing is Venus is a mature woman, very old, and not very old, mature, in her prime. And Venus is too young. He doesn't know how to make love. He only likes hunting. So there's huge difference. So Venus should have waited a little longer until he becomes a grown up. That's one solution, right? And group 1 discussed the cultural differences between countries, right? And do you think Venus of Dawn is acceptable? Translated and if it's translated into Korean? I think there's a translation already, and it is acceptable. The descriptions in the poem are appropriate, proper, and to the Korean public. What do you think? In America, it's not almost unacceptable. You think?
I mean, you can for a literature class, but you have to sign a slip.
Oh, I see.
You're under 18.
How about in Spain? Spain, acceptable? Venus, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, why not?
But I think it would be quite acceptable, even though we have got like strong power of the Catholic Church. But because we also received in the past a lot of influence by the Romans and by the Greeks, like all these myths are quite inherent in our culture. That's why texts like that would be quite acceptable, at least right now. I mean, if you asked me 40 years ago, with our dictatorship, it would be banned. But right now, it would be acceptable.
What do you think? Any students from Korea? It is acceptable, or what do you think? Yes, she said yes. I don't know. Maybe it's a literature, and if you read it very carefully, there is no direct description of what is happening between man and woman. All of them are metaphors, right? Very indirect description of what is happening between man and woman. So probably it's acceptable as literature, but if it translates into a graphic language, changing a little bit of it, using some kind of words depicting human parts, then it'll be prohibited. But it's a metaphor, all of them metaphor, and people could enjoy it. Oh, what they can imagine in their mind, they can imagine what is happening, and so it depends on your imagination, right? You can enjoy it. But as a literature, it may be acceptable in Korea and in the rest of the world. I don't know. But it's fascinating. This is a very interesting point. Okay, any other questions? I think all of us seem to have enjoyed this poem, a dramatic poem. It's one of two poems, maybe three poems by Shakespeare. And we are going to read sonnets by Shakespeare, and they are very beautiful. Sonnets is a very short poem, and we're going to take several. And on Wednesday, we will begin reading Yeats's poems, several poems. Why don't you take the three, the Municipal Gallery, An Acre of Glass,